words we were all about to say. This is a phrase I told you. I didn't like it. I thought it was hokey. But it's not hokey. It's called drain the swamp. We're going to go to Washington. We're going to drain the swamp.
That was from last Monday, the day before America voted. And you just heard from Kellyanne Conway and the transition and how that's going. I want to bring in two people very familiar with this process. Juliana Glover was deputy spokeswoman for George W. Bush's transition team 2000. And Ben Domenech is the publisher of The Federalist. How'd I do, Ben?
Close enough.
Close enough, right on. You just heard Kellyanne Conway. What did you hear in the answers as she was trying to work her way through our discussion?
Kellyanne is doing a very good job trying to masterfully impress upon us that we should expect nothing like we've seen before, and the entire media elite and Washington elite expectation that we should see what's expected out of this president-elect is misguided on every level.
You know, it's interesting, Bill. This is such a challenging moment for Kellyanne. She's someone who's been in Washington for a long time, is familiar with a lot of the people they're looking at. The challenge really for the Trump team right now is this balance between new faces, people who are novices to the political world, balancing that against older, experienced hands who will reassure those in Washington who are worried that a Trump administration will have a lot to learn that's coming from behind with a transition that really wasn't, on its feet from day one. In our reporting at The Federalist, we've talked about the fact that Trump's own transition team was looking at going to new jobs, going to new places, ending leases. They were not anticipating the win in the same way that much of the political elite were not. And so now they've had to play catch up.
Well, when you watch the comings and goings and the people, what do you think? Does anyone stick out at you?
I think they're trying to drive a narrative. They're trying to talk about different personalities that may come in. They're doing it in a way where there's almost sort of a red carpet walk in front of the press and media there in Trump Tower. There is a underground arrival where they could be doing a various wide range of other meetings.
What does that suggest then, Julianne, about the process or the message perhaps that Mr. Trump is trying to convey?
I think that he got to the White House by being an incredibly good showman and driving a message and a narrative. And I think that a lot of what they do every single day as president-elect and then as president will be about driving that same narrative and trying to tell a story to the American people about how this president-elect is different. And that's what they elected him to do, by the way, is be totally different.
Speaking of driving a narrative, you talk about this new policy that they're going to have regarding lobbyists. Part of the problem that they have here is that a lot of the candidates who they'd like to put in various positions have done lobbying within recent years. And so you have a forward-looking ban that basically can't really be enforced, but is designed to send the message, we don't want anybody to come into this revolving door and go out at the other end and make a lot of money. They're trying to make clear, look, draining the swamp does require something of us, but we still want to include some of these people who may have had, relationships within the lobbying community within Washington that they don't want to prevent them from taking a cap.
Juliana, quickly, she said they're on track. Does it appear they are?
They are on track compared to the 2000